Hey everyone, Eric Thompson here. Hope that you are doing well. Welcome back to the channel. At long last, we get back to a top 10 list. And today, of course, July 4th, Independence Day, considering what else? The top 10 movies to watch on Independence Day. Now, this list is not like top 10 patriotic movies, okay, or top 10 American films. It's not like that. I just thought, you know, if there were like 10 movies that you wanted to watch to be in the American spirit, but to really enjoy, like 10 movies you could enjoy over the course of the day, if you had this much time to sit and watch movies, what would they be? And so these are my 10 suggestions, okay? Let's start with number 10, okay? Number 10 film to watch on Independence Day? Independence Day. You know, they're talking about Independence Day 2, and I think that they confirmed that Will Smith will not be starring, but hopefully will make a cameo. Anyway, Independence Day, of course, known so well for its blockbusterdom and its summer stardom, okay? Certainly much about what do Americans love in movies? Well, defending their country and killing aliens. And so this movie has both, including, of course, Bill Pullman giving one of the most famous, you know, speeches in all of film. I don't know if it should be or not, but it's pretty good. He did a good job. We will not give up the fight. We will not go quietly into the night. Or however it goes. Independence Day, number 10. Number 9. Number 99, actually, on the AFI Top 100, I think. Yankee Doodle Dandy, okay? A film sort of about the composition and construction of not only Yankee Doodle Dandy, but You're a Grand Old Flag and Over Here, Over There. So many songs which, I don't know, gave a lot of strength to our national repertoire, to our patriotic repertoire, all the songs that we love. It's a longer musical, okay? It's a musical film, but pretty fun, very light. Jim Cagney, amazing. Really, truly amazing in his portrayal of, no, I gotta just go look up the name real quick, I'm so sorry. I reviewed it 6 months ago, and I can't remember. I want to say Shaw, but I know that's not right. George M. Cohan. It's the Cohans. And so my mother thanks you, my sister thanks you, my father thanks you, thanks you, and I thank you, or whatever he says. Very good. Number 8, Gettysburg. Okay, this is more serious. All right, Gettysburg. Consequently, let me know in the comment section below if you have watched Ken Burns' Civil War. I know it's on Netflix and Amazon. I'm thinking about watching it, but let me know if you guys think it's worth the while. Of course, July 1st to 3rd is sort of the time period in which the Battle of Gettysburg took place, and so it's a very excellent time to recall, revisit that historic battle. And so I think Gettysburg is worthwhile, you know, on July 4th, because you're right there at the very end of it. And of course, historical accounts have almost all of the Battle of Gettysburg down to, like, you know, right when it happened in time, what hour, you know, where it was exactly, and so you kind of relive it along with the film. Number 7, back to the musicals, okay? 1776, which I happen to have right here. I think that Tori and I are going to watch it tomorrow when we eat our very American hamburgers and sweet corn and watermelon. Well, she will have the sweet corn and the hamburger bun, but I will have beef and watermelon and onions. Anyway, the Mountain Man Diet celebrates Independence Day as well. 1776, if you'll permit me, is a delightful musical celebration of the founding of the United States of America based on the award-winning Broadway production. The story centers around the familiar historical characters as they organize a movement for independence from Mother England. The tough, unyielding John Adams, William Daniels, who of course you remember from Boy Meets World as Mr. Feeney, The charming and pragmatic Benjamin Franklin, Howard da Silva, who's so good, the brilliant young Thomas Jefferson, Ken Howard, who is chosen to write the Declaration of Independence even as he longs for the company of his new bride, Martha, played by Blythe Danner, and the rest of the Continental Congress. All events lead up to the most significant date, July 4, 1776, when the Declaration was signed. Lead up to that most significant date. Wonderful songs combined with history make this excellent family viewing, and it is a lot of fun. I watched it in, what was the class called? History, political history. I think I was a junior or a senior in high school when we watched this in class. And at the time I thought, oh boy. But then I watched it again later on and I thought, you know, this is fun. This is fun. This is fun stuff. Get into it. Okay, let's stick with the the Revolutionary War if we could for number 6, excuse me, The Patriot. Wow. So good. I have it on the shelf behind me, but I don't think the one I have is the first one, but The Patriot was the first DVD I ever bought, okay? So I always have a special connection to it because of that, but also because of the potency of the film. This, of course, was sort of before Mel Gibson took his unfortunate turn, and maybe he was starting to turn at this point in history, right around Braveheart, and so his level of fame was at an all-time high. He was cruising really high, and his decision to make this film noteworthy, okay? Especially in light of Braveheart, to go from one war setting to another, so drastically different, but with so many of the same themes. The center one, of course, being freedom. Heath Ledger plays his eldest son in this film in a very endearing performance, and if you remember the scene when the two of them are sitting there eating apples and all that kind of stuff, great film. It plays on all of the different heartstrings that make them, you know, war films good. You've got incredible action and combat sequences. Remember that scene when they're in the forest and he and his two young sons attack that British convoy? I mean, I don't know if that scene has been matched. You know, it's like Last of the Mohicans, but a little bit of like modern warfare kind of. Anyway, modern in the broad sense. Okay, number 5. Not having to do with the Revolutionary War. And the only freedom that's involved is freedom from Earth's gravitational pull. That's right, Apollo 13 with my main man, Tom Hanks. Wow. Always loved this film. Has so much to do with the American spirit. Of course, you know, in reaction to JFK's admonition that we get to the moon by the end of the decade, as he said. And they don't play a lot on the space race in the film. Of course, this is sometime past, but it's all in that spirit, getting to the moon. And just all-star, Ron Howard's directing, incredible, wow. I'm sure you've seen it. Great movie to watch on Independence Day. And then to go out, and if the moon is fuller than not, which I don't think it is this year, because we just had Supermoon, of course, in 2013, for those of you who are watching this movie in 10 years, but just like Tom Hanks did, to go outside and put your thumb up over the moon and like that. Okay. Number 4, not a film. The TV series John Adams. I'm looking at it on my shelf right now. Wow. Paul Giamatti, Laura Linney. One of the reasons why I think HBO Go should be available to people who do not have the HBO membership. An amazing look into not only the life, but the political career of our second president, John Adams, and his relation to George Washington, and of course to Thomas Jefferson, and especially to his wife Abigail. And Tori bought me a book of John and Abigail's letters, and I cherish it so much. And I guess it wouldn't be a secret now, but in my private letters to Tori, I call her Miss Adorable. And that's what John called Abigail when he wrote to her all the times that he did, so many times. And so a lot of connection to that movie, to that series, excuse me, personally, but really, really amazing. Number 3, Patton. Wow. epic on such a grand scale. I want to talk about screen ratio because it plays into the movie incredibly, because there was a lot of technical innovation happening. That's why it looks so good. Only one of 2 World War II films I'm putting on this list, and the other one is soon to come. I'm sure you can guess what it is. And we see a very certain side of the war. Of course, so many war films spend most of their time over the shoulder of the soldier. But this film puts us, you know, in the seat next to, you know, one of the leading generals of all the Second World War, and of course one of the most decorated and praised military commanders in the history of the planet. Quite a bit of dramatization happening here. George C. Scott is infamously known for being being awful on the set for Patton. You know, he had to have the nose put on every day, and he hated it, and all these different things. But the result is an amazing film, again, touching on so many of those heartstring levels that make a war film good. Really riveting, exciting combat, character-driven storylines, plot lines, sidelines. You have international tensions, even between the Allied forces. Wonderful, incredible humor that cuts throughout. Themes of faith, especially with Patton, of course, knowing his strange fascination with religion and reincarnation and all these things. But the American spirit prevailing, right? If Return of the King had been set in America, then Return of the King would have been number 3. Because so many of Patton's speeches remind me of what was to come with the way that Viggo Mortensen delivered Aragorn's speeches in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So full of that passion and committed lifelong fervor for one's country and to defend it from evil, just as Patton does so beautifully in that film. So please, if you can watch it today, take some time to watch it. Number 2, somewhat a war film. I got a mosquito. You know, I learned today, or the other day, that if you get a mosquito bite, warm a spoon, metal spoon, under hot water, and then place the back of the spoon on the bite. It'll still swell, but it won't itch. That's what they say. Oh, there it is. Can you see on my finger? There it is, right there. I don't know how it, well, goodbye, Mr. Mosquito. Now, anyway, so warm spoon on there, no scratching. It'll still stay, but no scratching. Now, Forrest Gump. Vietnam War, okay? And Forrest does not seem all that committed to America, except that he enjoys serving in the armed forces and playing ping pong for America and running across America and eating ice cream for America and, and investing in American businesses and fishing for American shrimp. So even though it is not necessarily a movie about America, somehow America seems to be like the biggest or second largest character in the film besides Forrest himself. So that's for your consideration. I don't think there's much of a bad day in the whole year on which to watch Forrest Gump. And so you would do well to watch it today, but you would do best of all to watch number 1, that's right, Saving Private Ryan. My main man, Tom Hanks, is back for his 3rd appearance in this top 10. And of course that is noteworthy because Tom Hanks has become one of, if not the most beloved American actor alive. My father-in-law, Eric, who knows much more about film than I do, you know, said wisely that, you know, Tom Hanks is sort of the James Stewart of our time, being so popular and making films, you know, across such a great distance of, you know, speaking in the terms of cinema, you know, and Tom Hanks does it all from Forrest Gump playing in Castaway, such intense method acting, to Saving Private Ryan at the very extreme edge of action and war, to Larry Crown and Sleepless in Seattle and You've Got Mail. These endearing, incredible, funny, sweet rom-coms, romantic comedies. And so I think that it's worthwhile to honor him, you know, as an American actor and one that's so popular, but especially this film. Quickly want to mention, of course, Band of Brothers and the Pacific, which were somewhat birthed out of this collaboration between Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg. If you've not seen those series, again by HBO, please do. You'll not be disappointed. They give an incredible insight into the realities of both the Pacific and the European front during the Second World War, and based quite exclusively on true events, although some decoration, of course, it's HBO. But Saving Private Ryan, I remember seeing it for the first time, excuse me while I take a sip. I saw it with Ryan Parmeter at the Egyptian Theater in Coos Bay, Oregon, and we saw it with my parents, and of course we couldn't sit by them. We had to sit a couple of rows away, you know, we were cool like that. And I remember being astounded by the film, start to finish. I just couldn't fathom that war could be like that. My good friend Daryl, the main man, he said that he was around the theater when there was a special showing for veterans, and I've told this story before, but it's very short. And he remembers watching these veterans, these World War II veterans, these older fellas, you know, come out of the theater just weeping, you know, uncontrollably after at what they'd seen, the reality that it brought back for them of wartime and the sacrifice. And that's, I think, why this film is securely at the top of this list. Some of these movies are more fun than others. You have musicals, which are great just to enjoy, to put on in the background as you're having your barbecue, right? Just to bring that air of patriotism into your home. But most important of all on this very special day is to remember sacrifice. All of those men and women, so many who have come before us, who gave up the greatest right of all, life, to gain for us what we enjoy today. Of course, in 2013 again, for people who watch us in 10 years, we've just been witnessing such drama in the world, in which people's rights and their rights of freedoms are being compromised. Do you remember a couple of years ago, maybe it was more like 8 years ago, but all those bombings in London, or was it Paris, excuse me, you know, by you know, aggressive Muslim factions, you know, thousands of cars bombed and all of this. That's one part of the world. Just recently, of course, rumors, reports of Catholic priests and monks being beheaded in Syria. I actually dared to watch that video, and wow. And so there's that part of the world. And just today, or I guess yesterday, excuse me, July 3rd, the Egyptian president resigned. And it's a good thing he did, because it would not have gone well if he had not. The insurrection would have been incredible. That's what's happening there. And in America, we enjoy a sense of relative peace. The threat of terror is great, but I can sit here at 12:25 in the morning with my door open, you know, crickets chirping and fireworks going off in the distance, and I'm not afraid that someone's going to come through the door and arrest me for talking with you folks on YouTube, you know. That something like YouTube even exists for good and bad. That a tool like that, an incredible mass media communication device that anyone can use, exists and is functional in our country. And this, of course, these being lesser values to hold on to and to be thankful for today. But still, be thankful. Be thankful that you can gather with friends today in safety and in peace. And be thankful that perhaps you have the opportunity to thank someone who gave of themselves to protect this country and to uphold what those fellas did so many years ago, okay, in Philadelphia in 1776, when they risked their lives. And of course, almost all of them died because of the ink they put on that page. Yeah, many of them, of course, were killed, you know, for treason, because they signed their name to the page. And those who lived, lived. And the rest really is history. And so, friends, that's a quick-ish top 10, top 10 films to watch on Independence Day. I want to thank everyone, of course, for following the channel and for supporting me on YouTube. It's just for fun, okay? All the same, like and subscribe if you care to. There's always more content coming. the next AFI video is also forthcoming. Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then followed by the African Queen. Would love to keep doing more top 10s. Let me know what kind of top 10 you want to see, okay, in the comment section below on Facebook or on YouTube. I think I have a Twitter. I don't think anyone follows me there. So don't worry about Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. You can get a hold of me there. And thanks, friends, truly, for watching. I appreciate it. Please have a blessed, super duper safe, and truly thankful 4th of July, this Independence Day. What a special day. Wow. Yes. Have a great day, folks. Thanks for watching again. Bye.